You know that person who stays completely calm when everything falls apart? The one who doesn't panic when the plan collapses, when the call drops at the worst moment, when someone explodes in the middle of the room. The one who just steadies, who takes a breath while everyone else is losing theirs. The one people always look to when things go wrong, almost instinctively. That person isn't emotionless, they're not numb, and they're definitely not pretending nothing matters. There's something much more profound happening beneath that stillness than most people ever realize. If you're someone who stays calm when things break, welcome. Because today, we're getting into the psychology of people who stay calm when things fall apart. The ones society calls unshakable. But science calls something else entirely. The ability to stay regulated when chaos arrives isn't luck. It isn't personality. It's one of the most complex, most trainable capacities the nervous system can develop. And for most people who have it, it didn't come easy. It came through something. When someone stays composed while everyone else unravels, people assume they don't care, like the situation isn't touching them, like they're watching from behind glass. But calm people feel everything. They feel the disruption, the pressure, the stakes. They just have a different relationship with those feelings. One that took years to build. Dr. Stephen Porges spent decades studying the autonomic nervous system. What he found changed how psychology understands human safety and stress entirely. The nervous system isn't just a switch between calm and panic. It's a hierarchy, a ladder. At the top of that ladder, he called it the ventral vagal state, regulated, connected, engaged presence. The state calm people operate from, even when everything around them is on fire. This isn't a personality trait. It's a neurological condition, and it can be developed. Calm under pressure doesn't grow in comfortable conditions. It grows in exactly the opposite. Most people who are genuinely calm in crisis didn't start that way. They started the same as everyone else, wired for alarm, reactive, vulnerable. What changed them wasn't a decision. It was exposure, experience. There's a concept in neuroscience called stress inoculation. Small, manageable doses of stress, survived and recovered from, gradually build the nervous system's tolerance, like a muscle. The calm you see is the accumulation of having been tested, survived, and come back. Until the nervous system learned, at a cellular level, that it could handle this. That the alarm bell ringing doesn't mean the house is burning down. That's not numbness. That's earned composure. In the middle of any crisis, there is something psychologists call emotional contagion. The tendency for people's nervous systems to synchronize with the emotional state of those around them. When one person panics, others feel alarm rising. When one person stays steady, something else spreads, a kind of permission, a signal that says, this is survivable. We are okay. We can think. Calm people are often, without ever intending it, regulating the nervous systems of everyone around them. Their steadiness is not passive. It's one of the most active things a person can do in a room full of chaos. They are, neurologically speaking, an anchor. What looks like nothing from the outside is often one of the most demanding internal processes a human nervous system performs. To stay calm when something breaks, you have to simultaneously feel the disruption and not be consumed by it. You have to hold the alarm signal and choose in real time not to amplify it. You have to locate the part of yourself that is larger than the problem, a part that has a longer view, a wider perspective, a memory that things have broken before and been repaired. Researchers studying high-performance environments find the same pattern in people who function under extreme pressure. It isn't that they don't register threat. They register it faster and more accurately than most. What's different is the space between registering the threat and responding to it. In neuroscience, that space has a name. It's called response flexibility. You see the threat clearly. You feel what it means. And then, instead of the feeling becoming the action, you pause. You choose. You respond rather than react. That pause is everything. That pause is what separates a crisis from a catastrophe. The very quality that makes you the person others rely on in a crisis is often the quality that leaves you most alone in one. When you're the steady one, people stop asking if you're okay. They assume the person holding everyone else together must be, by definition, fine. But calm people get scared too. They get overwhelmed. They have their moments, after the crisis, when the composure finally releases. Grief sometimes, or exhaustion, or the particular loneliness of always being the one who doesn't fall apart. What calm people need, and rarely receive, is the kind of steady, quiet presence they so often provide for others. Someone who doesn't need them to be composed. Someone who can sit with them in the unguarded moments. The person who stays calm in the fire is still, underneath it all, someone who can be burned. The most genuine, most durable calm comes not from disconnection, but from its exact opposite, from having processed enough pain to know it doesn't last forever, from having lost things and rebuilt, from having learned, not as a concept, but as a felt truth in the body, that difficulty passes, that you are larger than the moment you are standing in, and that something in you remains intact even when everything outside you does not. Viktor Frankl described this as the last of the human freedoms, the ability to choose one's response in any given set of circumstances. That freedom isn't handed out equally. It's built, it's earned, carved slowly out of every moment you chose to stay present when the easier thing would have been to fall apart. Calm is not cold. It is not indifference. It is not the absence of feeling. It is the presence of something larger, a kind of internal ground, a root system beneath the visible life. And it takes years to grow. It takes loss and recovery and fear metabolized into experience. And enough cycles of the world breaking and being okay anyway, that the nervous system finally, deeply believes it. If you are someone who has that calm, really has it, not as a performance, but as a lived reality, then you have something genuinely rare. Not because you were born lucky, but because at some point, in ways that may have been hard, you learned to stay. That's not a personality type. That's a kind of courage so quiet most people never name it. If you're still more reactive than you'd like, still taken by surprise when things fall apart, you don't become calm by wanting to be calm. You don't think your way into regulation. You build it the same way everyone who has it built it, slowly, by surviving small things, by recovering, by learning one experience at a time, that the alarm in your nervous system is not always a reliable narrator, that the moment of panic is not the final word, that you have been in hard moments before, and you are still here. The calm you're looking for isn't somewhere outside you. It was never a trait you lacked. It's a capacity you haven't finished building yet. And you're building it every single time things fall apart and you find a way to stay. That's not weakness working through you. That's composure in the making. And honestly, the fact that you're here trying to understand it means it's already happening. If this felt like someone finally put words to something you've been carrying, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.